What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes. Episode number 10. Ones to watch are out, and it's awesome. I'm a little bit bummed because actually right before they came out, I packed like 3 of them in my draft packs. So I'm just a little bit bitter, but it's biggest season of FIFA Ultimate Team starts with one of the ones to watch. So 23 players are included. They're only available from September 30th to October 10th. Basically, their ratings will increase with their Team of the Week cards that they will get. So if you think a player is bound to have tons of Team of the Week cards, go out and pick them up. Do not go out and pick them up right now, though, because they are at a premium. Hopefully their price will come down a little bit. I will probably not try to pick one up for Path to Power, largely because you guys like seeing all the different squads, and you like to see me switch squads frequently. As many of you noted in the comment section down below last time, the shooting and crossing are actually switched. So EA needs to make that change. And also I learned a few things. So speed is how quickly you're going to build up. Passing, the smaller the number, the shorter the passes. The longer the number, the higher the passes. So we had to tone that down. We still want high chance creation with passing. 40%, remember that, or 40, that is for crossing. Crossing is actually shooting, vice versa. So we've got 60 on that. And this is what we're leaving it with right now. So we're going to be testing some new things out. I've got an interesting change of pace type episode for you guys tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. It is late when I'm uploading this in the US. So if you're catching this in the US on Friday, that's great. If you're catching it on Saturday in the UK or in Europe or anywhere else in the world, US as well, then there will be another episode out for you guys later on today. Just not right now. So 21-0-2 after an interesting run of play yesterday. We got 3 more games in the knockout, so we're going to go ahead and try to knock those out. Still rolling with the same Serie A squad. It's been good to us and a very, very enjoyable team to use. We do have some fitness issues because if you remember, we brought Baka on and Ilicic on as subs in the last game to try to get us out of a hole. They did get us out of the hole, but just barely. So they deserve a little fitness boost for us on this one. Now, I totally forgot I do have Dybala, who's hanging out in the club. I've got his loan card, 7 loan games for him. And I could very well include him in this squad. And, I could have given Baka a rest and just put Dybala in, only used one of the chemistry components on Ilicic, or even moved Strootman up and brought Bilia back in. Actually, I don't know if he was on the right fitness, but we're coming up against Nimrod Nation. And this guy, I'm going to go ahead and, before we get into his team, well, you'll see the team. When you see teams like this, more often than not, they're pretty decent players on Ultimate Team. So I kind of knew that I was in for trouble, and on this a bit of a cold streak that I've been on lately, not playing super well, I was like, oh no. An Eredivisie False 9 silver team. Don't mind if I do. It looks really, really good. I can't say that I can name many of those players on there, but the fact that it's a silver False 9 team, you're speaking to my FIFA heart. And even though my brain's telling me I know that's probably not the best way, shape, or form. Strootman, though, nice ball up here. Going to play a great through ball there to Bonaventura. And we're working a very quick counterattack. Bonaventura gets some free space. And this is where that's a good shot. And he has a decent long shot on him as well. We're just unable to put it in, and I still am either just putting it wide of the post or shooting it basically straight at the keeper. So I might be switching to semi-assisted shooting. Bonaventura does indeed get his goal right after on the second corner attempt on just a little nod over the keeper. You wonder if his keeper was a goalkeeper with higher positioning, if he would have been in a better spot to try to save that. I don't know. That's pure speculation. That's where this one comes to a close. It was a good header nonetheless, and Bonaventura picking up the man of the match. So semi-assisted shooting, I'm trying to think. It was not this past FIFA, but I want to say the one before that I played on semi a vast majority of the time. And I'm gonna try it out this year. I've got to do it. I don't know, because I play games too on my main account. I'd have like 15, 20. Actually, no, you're gonna see it coming up here in this next game. Just wait till the end where you see the stats of how many chances are created versus how many goals I actually score. So I go out and pick up FIFA17 here because I wanted to replace the injured Bacca with a Serie A player versus going out and switching to my Silver Pro League side for right now. I wanted to try out Jovetic. I think he's the type of player that I would do well with. Trying to pick one up on buy now. And this, like, where the items aren't taken off the market, where they've already been bought, it's like absolutely driving me bonkers. So I hope EA fixes that pretty soon. My gut tells me that they're not going to, because they're like, yeah, that's just not a big deal. We don't need to worry about that. But on the topic of EA, I'm actually super impressed. Not only with the ones to watch, but if they keep up the frequency at which squad building challenges are released. So for those of you guys that haven't checked it yet, go check out the SBCs of the FUT, and you will see that there is I think it's a purple. I'm a little bit colorblind, but I think it's a purple Sterling has been released as a player of the month, which is cool. You have to trade in quite a bit to get him, but it's cool that they have done that. And they've also released like another challenge for just like for the weekend. So it's very, very quick. So with some rivalries, so you've got Saint Etienne versus Lyon. What are the other ones? I can't remember what the other ones are that they have listed in there. One's a Chilean derby. So it's the Owl mascot versus the Universidad, or I think is what it is. I only briefly looked at it, so apologies if I am not saying it correctly. But we're heading on into the next match, but I hope EA keeps it up. I hope they keep the frequency of the challenges and they keep the pack rewards, because for those of us that don't like spending tons of coin or tons of actual dollars, euros, pounds, whatever it may be on FIFA, it gives you an opportunity to pack some really, really great players. So I hope that and it gives you an opportunity to make some coins as well, because if you happen to have any of those bronze Chilean players sitting in your club, you can sell them for like 3,500 coins a pop right now, which is pretty good. Lovely finish from Dybala. Welcome to the club. 5 minutes into this one. He is amazing. Like, he's one rating point higher than Bacca as an overall, but he is just like a different class or a different type, different category of player on Ultimate Team for me. And it's no wonder that he sells for as much as he does. And frankly, I don't see that going anywhere anytime soon. Nice bit of work here. Finds the onrushing Strootman, and it's just a nice bit of play. Eventually to Stefan Jovetic, who slams it into the far corner. I want to thank you guys that sent me some emails. I got one email on a finishing technique, and that was to just dink it over the goalie every time. Just essentially live the utmost possible chip life, nonstop, 24/7, 365 days a year. Just go for chips and dink it over the goalie. A nice finish there from Dybala, and that's, for me, that's the most reliant finish across the keeper like that, even with Dybala's weak foot. But frankly, I still don't score that with enough consistency to be very, very confident in it. So we're keeping control of this game really, really nicely. And I did score 4 goals in this, so this made me feel a lot better. I know before we went into this match, I was like, just wait. You'll see how many chances I had. Also, Koulibaly as a center back is fantastic. He was less than 3,000 coins when we picked him up. Also Jason Murillo as well, and Tonelli. Like, this back three for a budget back three. But look at that. Look at those chances. 21 shots, 15 on target. You would think that I would be able to score a few more goals than that with that sort of... you'd like to think... Well, I'd like to think. Maybe you wouldn't. But I would like to think. I think I should convert half of the chances that I put on target, or half-ish of the chances, maybe slightly less than that. So at 15, call it 14 for round numbers, you're at 7. And that's actually, so, you know, I would expect to score 6-ish goals in that game. But you'd also like to think that of the 21 shots that I took, I'd be scoring more than four. I think it was 4 goals. 4 goals. I don't know. It just wasn't great. We're applying some contract cards to our players right here. Realistically, I should have gone out and sold them before playing that last match, but I wanted to close out this tournament, or at least try to close it out, as you will see in just a second. Or am I kidding? Also, Joe Hart as a keeper, I really, really like. He obviously didn't have much to do in that last game. The guy didn't put a shot on target, but I just think he's really quite good. He did have some things to do in this game. This guy actually tweeted me and was like, dude, I think I'm playing you. And I was like, if you've got a 4-2-3-1 budget starter league team, then the answer is yes, because that is indeed the team that he has. And he was actually a pretty darn good player and got a little bit unlucky. So you'll see where we go in there. But as far as budget teams go, I would definitely include Jovetic as well over, like, Jovetic kind of outplays Icardi for me in general, just with the skill moves, and Baca is a bit more of a lethal finisher, so a different type of player, a little bit of sugar and spice having the two of them. Icardi and Baca are just too similar for me to really want to use them in 2 striker sets. But nice work here. Ilicic breaking free, and that time I could have gone for the dink. Luckily, Jovetic collects the rebound and puts it past the keeper, making it 1-0 in the 15th minute. So a little bit unfortunate for him because I definitely could have got the dink here. But that's what I talk about with when I was talking about the attacking mid position in this formation to begin with. I like attacking mid that's got some decent finishing because he will get forward. And you can see he was like leading the break right there. João Mario doing what he does best, just being a fantastic box-to-box midfielder, winning back possession right there and getting forward into really a pretty nice position. But you can see the custom tactics are working better. My players seem to be staying pretty tight for like simple A balls, which I really quite like. And I'm able to kind of work it around and work possession nicely. Really fortunate. That was a forced patch as the 1-2, Ilicic didn't actually get by him, but it falls to Dybala, and this is why he's a touch above. That's a finesse shot, and it's a fantastic finesse shot at that. The goals that I was able to score with him, I don't think that I'd be scoring with some of the other players. You go all the way back to the first one that he scored with us. It was a right-footed shot into the top corner from not a great angle at all. And this is just a wonderful finesse shot. Buries it into the back of the net from the top of the box. Nice, well, almost a nice corner. Okay, so on the top of corners, I am not very consistent with them. That said, I finally realized like what it is when I score more often when I use a corner kick taker that will send in an out-swinging corner. So not an in-swinging corner, so from that side that we were just on, a right-footed player, from the opposite side, a left-footed player. And I find that more often than not, for whatever reason, my players like attack the ball better, and maybe it's just where I'm putting it, but the keeper doesn't seem to get them as much, and I have a better chance of scoring. So just something to think about when you take the corners. That was a nice spin there from Jovetic, and it's something that was missing having Baca and Icardi in there because I didn't have that skill move at my disposal, and I think it's a really good one. The Burba spins to even get into that position, and then we go for the Panenka, which is just super fun this year and a really cool animation. I didn't even switch it off to Nelly, and I didn't realize that till after, but I was going for the Panenka 100% because I was feeling pretty good with my 2-goal lead. I have blown 2-goal leads this year, so it's not necessarily like past years where I would be like, yeah, if I get that 2-goal lead, things are sorted, I am good to go. So for winning this tournament, you get 500 coins and a gold pack, and really I wanted to finish this out to open the gold pack and hope that just maybe we would be able to get one of those ones to watch players. And it's a really nice list. It's a good list. So the question, there's a ones to watch fact that EA has posted on their website, and I need to check it, but you guys will probably be able to answer in the comment section down below. If a player gets a January upgrade, Usame Dembele of Dortmund will undoubtedly get a January upgrade if he keeps his form, in my most humble opinion. He's also been playing on the left, not the right. for Dortmund mainly. Will his ones to watch card also get that and the informs to boot with it? My guess would be yes, in which case the jump would be huge. So he's definitely going to be a player that I'm targeting. Anyways, guys, that is where we're going to come to a close. I want to say thank you all for tuning in. Other than that, my name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.